Hello, good afternoon, good evening, and assalamu alaikum. I am Dr. Shafiq, your host for the day. I thank you for joining today's webinar. And on behalf of International Indian Professional Association, I welcome you all for an interesting webinar for the working professionals overseas. International Indian Professionals Association serves as a dynamic platform for Indian professionals residing overseas, fostering the collaboration and support within our vibrant community. Our mission is to harness the diverse talents and expertise of the Indian professionals to uplift the Indian community. By creating a network of skilled individuals, we aim to facilitate knowledge sharing, professional development, cultural exchange, and empowering our members to become meaningful contributors to the expatriate community. At IIPA, that is International Indian Professionals Association, we believe that together we can achieve greater heights through workshops, networking events, and community service initiatives. We will create opportunities for professional growth while also addressing the unique challenges faced by our community. Join us in our journey to build a strong, united, and resourceful Indian professional network. Together, let's make a positive impact. The topic of today's webinar is Network is Networth. And the guest speaker for the day is Sandhya Lal. Let me introduce the speaker.
Thank you so much, Shafiq.
I will just share the slide.
Yeah, sure.
Sandhya Lal is an award-winning wellness and communication coach with over 25 years of experience in media and wellness, including the roles at CNN, Zoom TV, and as an executive producer at Times of India. Sandhya combines her expertise in communication, personal development, and holistic well-being. As a Pinkathon fitness ambassador and a wellness influencer on platforms like Josh, she actively promotes a lifestyle of empowerment and connection. Sandhya is also the co-author of the international bestseller Me No Pause, where she shares her journey of being unstoppable. As a committee member for the book, she has played a key role in guiding other co-authors, helping them express their stories and connect with the world through writing. She runs Boss Your Mind, a self-empowering program, and Get Digital Savvy, a program that helps you use the latest technology effectively. In today's webinar, Sandhya will delve into the power of networking in today's interconnected world, teaching how to network effectively and build meaningful relationships. She will demonstrate how strong networks not only open doors to opportunities, but also foster personal growth, confidence, and a dynamic personality. Participants will hopefully leave with strategies to build a network that truly adds value to their lives. Sandhya, on behalf of International Indian Professional Association, I welcome you to this webinar as a guest speaker on the topic Network is Network. Sandhya, the stage is all yours.
Thank you so much. I'll just, should we change this thing, setting? I'll just change the setting. 1 second. Is it so
Are you able to share the screen?
Yep. So thank you so much for having me on this program first. I feel very, very blessed when Shafiq told me that to come and, give this talk. I was feeling very blessed. So thank you so much. I would first like to wish everyone a very, very happy new year. And I think networking is why I am here today. And because I have networked well, so I have kept my connections. I think I've last spoke to Shafiq was during COVID 4 years back, but we have been in touch, and this has led to this program coming here today. So thank you so much. So what is networking all about? If I were to ask everyone on the group, what do you think is networking? Can we have it on the chat box? What do you think is networking?
Chat box is open. Participants can, put their thoughts in the chat box.
Please put in the chat box what do you think is networking all about. When I say networking, what is the first thing that comes to your mind?
Yeah,
Number of
answers
people
have
we
started flowing. You can check the chat box.
So there's number of people, connectivity. Yes. So this was the first thing that was taught to us when we were journalists. When I was doing my mass communication 25 years back, when I was learning mass communication and learning to become a journalist, the first thing that my journalist, my professor told me, he says, what is your biggest treasure in life as a journalist? And you're wondering, a pen, because you're going to write with it. That we think the pen is mightier than the sword. So we were all thinking the pen, and then it was a computer because you're going to write from that. And he says, no, it is your little black book. That time mobiles are still not so rampant, but he said your little black book in which you have your numbers. So I don't know how many people are from the older generation and what is this generation that we have today. But your phone numbers and the contacts that you have is like a place which is your first place to network. And that is something that we don't use. So today's session is going to be all about that. I'm going to start sharing my screen. Please let me know if you can see it. Is it visible, guys?
Yes, sisters.
Yes.
Visible?
It is visible. Yeah.
Yes, it is visible.
All right. So I run a program called Boss Your Mind. What is Boss Your Mind all about? Boss Your Mind here. Is it something to do with the mind? No. It is about your very own being. It is about being and having control of your mind. Because today, if you want to work, you have to have a sane mind. If you want to have a good relation, you have to have control on your mind. If you are getting emotionally, you have problems with emotions, it's your mind. So a lot deals with what you're doing with that brain of yours, and the mind, and it has a lot. So like Shafiq mentioned, so many things that I am and the things that I've done is because I have lost my mind, right? Your character or the person that you become is from the various experiences that you have in life. Being a child of a parent who's been transferred to different parts of the city, I had to adapt, I had to make new friends, I had to connect. And I lost many friends along the way because when we were shifting houses, we didn't have numbers or we didn't have a phone number. But thanks to networking, thanks to Facebook, I managed to get onto Facebook. I managed to get in touch with my teacher after 40 years. And she called up and I was talking to her. Radhika Nimani is my class teacher from class 3, one of my favorite teachers. And she's the only one who ever told me that I could do something different in life. And every teacher told me that tere se to kuch hoga nahi, because I was an average student. So when this teacher met me and I got in touch with her, I said, ma'am, do you remember? She's saying, yes, Sandhya Lal, class 3 with my chatterbox. She says, what do you do now? I said, well, ma'am, I am paid to talk. So you see, networking, it's through network that you connect. You can connect with your old friends. Yes, I have worked with the biggest of stars. I have worked with celebrities, and I gave up all the glitz and glam to become a mother. I'm a mother of two kids. One is 15, who's giving her board exams right now, and the other one is 12. And yes, parenting has changed today. People ask me, how are you handling parenting? I am a parental coach. That is where I met Shafiq. It is important to know how to handle your social media and your network, because that is a powerhouse. Your connection building happens there. So from every place that I have met, I have always kept in touch with people. Don't lose connections because you don't know when, what, how it works out, right? So I'm not going to go beating about saying what all I have done, because I think Shafiq has said enough. And I will give you pictures along the way where you will come to know what all I've done. Now, a few questions on self-reflection, which you're going to do. I'm going to ask you a few questions. The first question is, do you regularly connect with people to exchange ideas and opportunities? Let me see it on the chat box. Yes or no? These answers are all yes or no. Please put it in the chat box. Do you regularly? Can we have the chat box? Wow, very nice. Yes. Not so often. Very few are saying not so often. Most people are saying yes. All right. The next question is, have you leveraged your network to achieve personal and professional gains? What do I mean by that? You know someone or some colleague of yours who's working in another company, and you've called up and say, hey, can you get me a job over here? Listen, I'm looking for something. I'm looking for a change. Have we done this? Have we used people in, we don't lose connections, right? Yes, we've all done that. Somewhere we have used it. You make an effort to support others within your network. So suppose a friend calls up and says, listen, I need a job. Have you tried helping someone? Have you tried giving someone a job? Or someone says, listen, I don't know how to make a PPT. Can you please help me? Can you help me with this? Are you a person who is going to help others, or it's only being self-absorbed? I'm going to take only care of myself. Yes or no on the chat box, guys? Are you actively expanding your network, or are you happy in your cocoon and says, okay, I'm just going to sit in front of my computer and I'm going to be happy in this world? That's all right. If you got that kind of a job where you don't need to meet people, then you'll be sitting there and sitting on your computer, and you could do that for the next 40 years if you're happy, right? But that will not make you diverse. That will not make you grow. And after some time, you'll say, what am I doing with my life? I'm only sitting in front of the computer. And you start getting frustrated. When you're frustrated, you get angry. When you get angry, your relationships get bad and things fall apart. Do you believe in long-term benefits of building strong relationships? So it's not friends with benefits. I'm not saying friends with benefits. That's totally different thing. Here I'm talking about building a strong relationship. Yes, I'm going to come to that as how to expand and how to build. That is what this program is all about. But I'm asking whether you are doing this or not. If you are not doing this, and this is the program for you all. So let's get to it. So 7 reasons why you need to network today. You need to start networking. One is that you will get personal growth, right? Personal growth comes from this. It builds relationships. You're able to build relationships from this. It increases your visibility. When you are seen, people know you, people see you, right? I'm going to explain each of these topics along the way. Career advancement. You are able to grow in your career. You're able to access resources. So suppose if I tell you, who's the person in your office, if you want to get something printed, who are you going to get in touch with? Anyone in the chat box? If you want to get you need to get a stationery from your office. Who's the person you're going to get in touch with first? You need to write something down. In your office, on the chat box, anyone? Who's the one person that you will get in touch with if you want stationery in your office? Admin, the tender, right? You know whom to go to, right? You want to crack a deal, but you don't know how to go about in cracking that deal. And you're wondering, how am I going to do this? So who are you going to go to? Do you have a mentor? Do you have a coach? Do you have someone who tells you what to do things, how to do things, right? So knowledge sharing. There is sometimes the saying, oh, I'm stuck with doing this PPT. I don't know how to go about doing it. But there is another colleague who does this in 10 minutes. And you say, hey, listen, can you share it with me? And say, okay, I'll share it with you. And he tells you, listen, you can do this through this process. Do we have this knowledge sharing ability? Are we able to do that? When you start networking, you start also building a support system for yourself. So networking is not about a contact number. It is not about just being there because I need you, but I'm also there for you. You need me, I need you. We are both going to need each other at some point of time. So the crux of it is your net worth, your network is your net worth. It is like money. It is like gold, who you're connected to. How many of you agree with me on this? On the chat box, give me a thumbs up. If you agree, put a thumbs up in the chat box. Does what I've said till now, did it make sense? Yes or no? Agree with me? What I'm saying makes sense? So are you all ready for how you're going to do this now? All right. So the next thing is how to build a personal brand. So when you are networking, it is very important to build yourself as a brand. A simple question to all of you all. If you are to buy a chocolate for someone you love, what is the chocolate you will buy? Please put it in the chat box quick. A chocolate. I'm telling you that you have to shower me with love. What is the one chocolate that comes to your mind that you think that you're going to buy? Cadbury, exactly, Galaxy. If I were to tell you of a cola, get me a cola to drink. Which is the cola that you would get? Please put it in the chat box quick. A, a cola. Which is the cola you would like to drink? All right. So have you seen the names you put Cadbury? Why have you put Cadbury? Because Cadbury has branded itself as it is a gift for someone you love. You can't think of Kit Kat. You can't think of Ferrero Rocher. You have a whole lot of other chocolates. But when it comes to buying a chocolate, I think of Cadbury's. When I think of cola, there are many other colas in the market. But because these colas are branded Coca-Cola, Pepsi is put on your face, this is what is available, is why you remember it. So, very important, even as a personality that you are, is to be visible and seen as a brand. And there are certain things that you need to have a vision that I want to be known. So when I was in college, everyone asked me what was your main name. I said, I want to be known. I don't want to be an unknown person and die with only 10 people. I want many people to know who Sandhya Lal is. And I want to do something that people remember, be me by, something that I have done or something that I have said. And that's what I'm doing today. So I'm building my brand, Sandhya Lal as a brand, my personality, who I am, my commitment. When I say that I am going to be there, am I going to be there? You should not say इसको मत बोलो कोई guarantee नहीं आएगी कि नहीं आएगी. कल बोलेगी I'm not available. She will say, then last minute she will cancel. She'll ditch. Your value, what value are you adding to your company or to yourself or to the place that you are? Growing mindset, right? Can you see the points that I put up over here? So this is how you build your network. Let's go further. Okay. So the personal brand is practice of marketing yourself. Na dhindora pitu. Have you heard of this Indian phrase? Blow your own trumpet. In English, it is called blow your own trumpet. How many of y'all have heard of this? How many of y'all have heard of the phrase blow your own trumpet? Na dindora pito. Especially if you're a business person, if you're a coach, and if you're in that line, if you're a person who needs to be said, listen, this is what I can do. I know how to do a presentation. Please give it to me. But if you sit hoping that someone gives you a presentation and hoping that someone knows that you know how to do a presentation, then you're living in a land of fantasy because not everyone knows what you're capable of doing. So you have to show your skills. If someone says, who's going to do this presentation? Say, okay, I'll take it up as a challenge. But many of us shock, nahi, nahi, it's okay. He didn't ask me, why should I take it? I'm comfortable the way I am. In our work-life balance, many times we forget that we need to also take challenges for ourselves. The new generation, I don't know how many are from the new generation. If we are new generation, we are so wanting cut. We want instant gratification. We want instant happiness, and which is why we go to social media. Because that's where someone says, hey, fantastic, good job. Maybe your boss doesn't say that, but he's wanting to see you consistent. And when you are consistent in what you do, is when people will start giving you more work and they will say, okay, this fellow is Mr. Dependable. Do you have a Mr. Dependable in your office? Anyone can name a dependable friend. Yes, isko phone karenge to I know 100% he will come for me or she will come for me. Do we have that Mr. Dependable on the chat box? We all have someone Mr. Dependable, right? Mr. Dependable or Mr. Dependable. And you have also a friend, yaar usko mat bolo, there's no guarantee aayega ki nahi aayega, karega ki nahi karega. We have that also, someone who will not call, right? You're too scared ki bhai, hum log plan banayenge, pata nahi wo aayega ki nahi. We don't know. So you have to be consistent. There has to be a kind of consistency. At the same time, it has to be people need to value you. All right. So what makes you special? What makes Sandhya Lal or whoever? If I'm with a book covered, like if I covered my face today and I just spoke, would you know who I am? I choose that I put my camera on and I am seen. What makes you special is that you are different, you are special, you're different, and you stand out, just like fingerprints. What is common in what is special about fingerprints? Anyone on the chat box, please? What do you think is special about fingerprints? There's no two fingerprints which are the same. So you are like a fingerprint. You are unique. There is no other person who is like you. They may be similar, but not you. There is no other Sandhya Lal. There's only one Sandhya Lal. That is me. There may be another Sandhya Lal with the same name doing something else, but she's not me. I am me, you are you. And that is what makes unique. The you and unique is what makes you you. And that is what you need to build on. Right? So when you start being unique and you have a unique voice, what's going to happen is you're going to become authentic. People are going to say, yes, this person knows what he's talking about. People are going to network. They will say, hey, connect with her because she's really good. Connect with him because he's really good. Digital presence. These are three things. Your digital presence is very important. The three things where your voice will be heard, your unique voice. How do you put out your unique voices to be authentic in what you do, your networking skills and your digital presence? Some people say, no, no, I don't want to do Facebook. I don't want to do Instagram. I don't want to do this. I don't want to be on LinkedIn. I want a job, but I don't want to be on LinkedIn. How many of y'all are on LinkedIn over here? Can you put your hands up? On LinkedIn, if you're looking out for a job, how many of y'all have a LinkedIn profile? Put LinkedIn on the chat box if you have a LinkedIn profile. Good to see. How many of y'all have updated your LinkedIn profile in the past 3 months? Put you in the chat box if you have updated your LinkedIn profile. How many of y'all have updated? Okay, very good. How many of y'all post on LinkedIn? Please put P on the chat box if you post on LinkedIn regularly. Not posted 1 year back or 6 months back, something that you posted recently. It's good to see that you're a lot of y'all are in LinkedIn. So if we are working and we are looking for jobs, LinkedIn is the place to be. Corporates are looking for you today on LinkedIn. They are seeing you, they are seeing what you do. If you are a finance guy, make sure that you're talking about something on finance. Give your opinion. People are seeing that. People are watching that, right? You may now want to go and see my LinkedIn profile. What is Sandhya Lal putting on a LinkedIn profile? But my LinkedIn profile, my Facebook profile, my Instagram profile are very similar in content. I have to be consistent, right? So let's get to the next part. Is the four advantages of strong branding is to create connections. Again, you are controlling your narrative. You're controlling what you're saying, demonstrating your abilities and growing your reach. I think there's a question. Yes. I'll take a question. What's the question? Siaga? Agra? Is there a question? Someone's raised their hand. Any question?
Someone is asking for your LinkedIn profile.
Okay. I will share all of that at the end of the program because then you start going and seeing my LinkedIn profile. But if you type Sandhya Lal Wellness and Parental Coach, you will definitely find me. That is how I have the design, and you will see this photograph of mine. That's what I'm going to come to. So I am consistent. So where do you use your personal branding? People ask me, यार कहाँ use करने वाले? मैं तो brand हूँ ही नहीं. I'm not a brand. Why should I put it anywhere? Who cares? Who am I? When you're in a live interaction is where you're branding yourself. When you are in a meeting, in an office meeting, attending workshops, you're attending workshops here today. I am branding myself, right? When I am in a seminar, group meetings, face to face. So they're live interactions, they're face to face. Face to face is when we are meeting face to face. I meet you for a coffee or I meet you at a meeting. Face to face also means that you are seeing me in face, can also be online today because the world has shrunk. The world has shrunk, so which means that today someone sitting even in the United States of America can attend my program if I want to. If I want to, they can see me and say, listen, I like her and I want to join a program. Or I've seen this person and I like his vibes. When you see someone on screen, right, what is it that you look for? You look for a vibe, right? How many of you all are fans of, who's your favorite hero on screen? Can you put it on the chat box? From my pictures, I'm sure you know who is my favorite because you must have seen the Shah Rukh Khan photograph. And yes, he is one of my favorites because while I was working, I met a lot of stars, but I was a producer and reporter. So I never acted like a fan. I acted like a producer and I was never in a fan mode. Like, can I take a selfie? We didn't have cameras with selfies at that point of time anyway. But I was not in that fandom mode. But when I was doing the show Face the Review as a producer, and I was interacting with him as a producer, I came out as a producer, not as a fan. And I told him, listen, I need you to do this for me. I need you to. And he was like, "Tum to producer ho." I said, "Ha, मैं producer हूँ." I acted like a producer, not like a fan. But at the end of my show, after my show was over, I got all my work done. I said, Mr. Khan, I have a request. He said, what is it? I said, can I get a photograph with you? And I was 3 months pregnant at that point of time. That's the story I remember. And I knew probably I was going to leave the media world because I didn't want to be part of that stress with the kid. So I thought probably this is the last time I'm going to meet Shah Rukh Khan. And I said, okay, let's take a photograph with him. And so I did. And he stood and he obliged and took a beautiful photograph with me. So I was very happy. But I had met him in many occasions and he remembered me. Whenever we met at any interactions when I was a reporter, also he remembered me. Yes, Sandhya Lal, what question do you have for me? Because I always had something different that I wanted to ask, not the mundane, what is your role? What is your role? The questions as a reporter made me stand out. So I always had something unique. So people remember you, right? Your face to face webinars. So today, if you're all standing together, you can see, I will show you, I will demonstrate it. I don't talk without demonstrations. I will demonstrate these things also with pictures. Social media and the digital world. So your Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, these are your social digital world where also your branding comes in. What you're putting, what you're saying, what you're thinking. There's a program that I run called the Digital Footprint. All right. That's available online. The program is about understanding what are you also posting is very, very important because in today's digital world, anyone and everyone and many companies ask you for your social media profile, which means not just LinkedIn, they're also asking you for Instagram, Facebook, and seeing what are you posting, what is your mindset like. So you have to be very careful of what you're doing. So coming to this is 4 events that I've gone for. Can you see anything common in these events? Anyone wants to try? Raise your hand and answer a question. Do you see anything common in this? Anyone in the chat box or anyone wants to raise their hand and answer? Happy faces. There's something common. Come on. Shafiq, do you want to try? What's common in all of these pictures? I did
Women are
send this to you because what's
women are
common in all
dominating.
of this?
Women are dominating, and it's a teamwork. I guess it's a group, and they are celebrating their successes. This is what I can see.
Yes. So there are 4 different programs which I have gone for. And what's common in all of them is I'm there in all of them, right? And how do I stand out? I'll show you how. I'm the only one with a green jacket. Can you see my green jacket? The green jacket, what's your mind t-shirt. This is a Pinkathon event, so I have a Pinkathon t-shirt. I'm again here with a green jacket. And I have this jacket, some jackets. What makes me stand out? When someone asked me, when I went for an event, some people have seen me online. And when I had to introduce myself at a recent event, many of them were there who have seen me online and they said, she's a green jacket and chunky chain girl. I didn't realize it, but that is my identity, the green jacket girl. That is my unique identity, I would put it that way. And so I keep that consistent. I'm going to show you even my creators. So creators, I use the similar type of fonts, the similar type of colors. You see my presentation today will be also in the similar fonts and colors that I use. These are my social media platforms. So this is my Facebook. This is my Instagram. This is my Facebook. What do you see common in all of these 3? Anyone on the chat box? What do you see? Or Shafiq? What?
Common,
Green is my favorite color. Yes, it's one of the colors.
I think uniform pattern of the format. I mean, the
Color
profile.
combination. The color combination and branding that I'm doing. So the branding, what I'm doing, I'm branding myself with the colors green, with the colors blue, with the colors, certain colors that I use and certain fonts that I use. I'm selling my brand as an identity, Sandhya Lal as a brand. All right. What do you think is common in what do you think is special about this picture? Anyone? Or Shafiq? What do you think is special? It's actually written. It's the power of the virtual background. Can you see the virtual backgrounds in this? There are 6 people. This event is not my event, by the way. This picture is not about my event. But I was noticed and someone called me after seeing this. They say, you do positive affirmations. You are a person who does something with the mind. And they got in touch with me through a Zoom session because they saw my picture. Not because I was one of the speakers. That is the power of a virtual background. You can see my virtual background today also. Sandhya Lal, wellness coach, boss your mind, digital marketing. I'm branding myself even here, right? So the power of brand you, it helps you to grow. It helps you even in sales. So when you are a salesperson or a marketing person and you do good, people know, okay, he knows how to handle the business. He knows how to do it and they will give you will get more clients. Customers come back to you. Why? Because they have faith in you. There's awareness. Yeah, that fellow, awareness that this person is good at what they're doing. And then it leads to being successful. So brand you makes you successful. Your networking. Now, your personal network. What are your three things to build your personal network? Oh, sorry, one second, by mistake. Three things that you need to do is consistency, like you saw in the things that I said, the frequency, how often are you posting, and your visibility. Are you visible? Have you seen when you go to a shop how Cadbury's has a big box and the big box is seen and no other chocolates can be seen, but Cadbury's can be seen? It is visibility. How are you visible? How are you visible? Very important. So, a little bit of that consistency is about being continuous, have clear, achievable goals. Have a goal. Okay, this is what I want to do. I'm going to be consistent. Every Monday, I will put a post on LinkedIn. Every Tuesday, I'll put a post on, I'll make a reel. If you're making reels, why do people get viral? Is because they are consistently doing something, consistently, frequently, and visible. It leads to you becoming viral. It leads to you being known, right? So if you want to be known, you need to be visible, you need to be frequent, and you need to be consistent. Am I making sense till now to all of you guys? If I am,
Yes,
can
Sandhya,
you
very
put
much. Yeah.
put it on the chat box? Yes. Give me a thumbs up, a smiley, or some love, or some kind of reaction, so I know that you guys are making sense. Like I don't want y'all dropping off sleep while I'm talking. I need feedback. Yes, I love those smileys and those little hearts coming. That makes me feel very good and happy. So I know that nobody's snoozing off, right? So let's get to the next part. 7 ways for your personal network, right? Differentiation. How are you different? Networking, building leadership skills, career advancement. How are you going to go advance in your career? How are you going to increase your credibility? How are you going to get into self growth and personal fulfillment? Follow any of these two or any out of the seven. If you're to give you a score of 1 on 7, what is your score like? On a scale of 1 to 7, Shafiq, what is your score? On a scale of 1 to 7?
Maybe between 5 and 6.
Wow, super. On the chat box, anyone, what is your score? Anyone? 5, very good. So if you have anything less than 3, then you need to start working on yourself. Yeah, if you're anything less than a 4, you need to start working on yourself. Now let's get to business. So differentiation is your unique style. You know, how many of y'all over here know how to use ChatGPT? I'm just asking because it's something that is very new. But how many of y'all know how to use ChatGPT? Put ChatGPT on the chat box. Quick. How to use it effectively, okay? ChatGPT. How many of y'all know that you can make a PowerPoint presentation using ChatGPT? Put PPT and ChatGPT. Okay, so you know that you know. How many of y'all are well versed with AI? Put AI on the chat box. Know how to use it. Not that I've heard of it, but know how to use it. How many of y'all know that you can do coding using AI? Put AI in the chat box. How many of y'all know that you can do full coding work using AI? So if someone can do coding on AI, what is the job that could go first? Is the people who are doing coding. So you need to start upskilling yourself and knowing how to use these tools. So you need to know what are the emerging tools, emerging skills coming up. How many of y'all do public speaking? Put PS on the chat box. How many of y'all, if I told you right now, come on screen and talk for a minute, put PS on the chat box, and I might just get you on the screen right now. Junaid, can you put your camera on? Since you're the first person, I want you to tell. I'm going to stop sharing. Junaid, I want you to come on screen and tell me about yourself in exactly 30 seconds. You have 30 seconds. Who is Junaid Sharif? Unmute, please. Unmute.
Yeah, sorry. I'm a passionate sales supervisor and I'm delivering my targets and achieving goals in the present company by selling the company products. I'm also a passionate photographer and videographer, also having the very curious skills of podcasting and video editing and various technical gadget enthusiast. I do all these from very beginning of my childhood, something like that. So these are the things what I do usually.
30
Especially
seconds
I'm
up.
very yeah. Thank you.
30 seconds up.
Thank you.
Okay,
Sandhya,
this is 30 seconds. Yes.
Sandhya, can you see that he's driving? He's joining from
Yes.
UAE. Okay, so
Oh, wow.
famous you are.
Thank you so much for joining me. I feel very, very blessed. So we also have, I think, Mir. Mir was the second person. Mir, right? MIR. Can you come on screen, Mir? 30 seconds to explain who you are. This is your fame. Quick, tell who you are and what you want in 30 seconds. Come on, put your camera on. You said peace, which means you're good in public speaking. So in 30 seconds, what you are and what you want from this, what are you? What's special about you? What's unique about you? Mir?
Hi, everyone. Thank you,
Please
Sandhya,
do
for
share
giving.
also where you're from.
Yeah, thank you for giving this opportunity. My name is Mir Mujahid Ali. I'm from Hyderabad, working in Riyadh right now. My profession is I'm working as a collaboration team lead at Sabic, and apart from that, like you, I'm just trying to use my skills to contribute back to the society. Especially, I do public speaking for kids to motivate and inspire them, and to make them exam ready for them to have brighter futures. So this is one of the skills I'm trying to develop, and using AI also as part of my learning program. And
Thank you.
Dr. Shafiq is one of my mentors. I try to follow.
Thank you so much for joining me, Mir. And the last person was the last P. One more P do we have? Only two people into public speaking now? Nobody else? Only two P's. Okay, so only two people.
Your speed is, lightning speed. So it's very difficult for men to cope up with your speed. So that's why maybe they are feeling shy. So
Feeling shy is not, if you're going to network today, this is your platform. And that is what the idea is, that you come out and say, hey, listen, this is what I'm capable of doing. So we have got Samama Shireen. Shamama Shireen, can we have you on screen, please?
Hi, Sandhya. Very good to see
Camera
you.
on, camera on. You have to be camera on.
Uh, uh, I'm not in a state
That's
where
what
I can
networking
be.
is all about. Come on, don't worry. Put the cameras on. Come.
No, sorry, I cannot. I really cannot. I'm not in a state to put my camera on.
All right.
Uh,
Okay, we'll hear your voice then. No problem.
okay. Myself, Dr. Shamama Shirin. I'm a pediatric dentist. I'm currently speaking from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. And I'm a dentist, and I am shortly going to start up my public speaking skills on a podcast. So that's all.
All right. So I'm hoping to see you on screen soon sometime. And when we do, I would want to know and see you personally. That would be something that I would really like. So thank
Sure,
you so
sure.
much, guys.
Yeah.
So the idea is that if you want to be seen, today was your platform. I gave you 30 seconds. You could have come on screen and say, hey, listen, this is what I'm doing, right? If you're hiding behind and saying, listen, should I do this? You are not networking. So all those who put the cameras on, anyone else wants to take a chance and come on screen? I'll
Sufyan
give you
bhai,
more.
I can see you. Please join. You can open your camera or at least speak up. Sufyan bhai. I think many were not expecting this, so I think they are not ready.
We are talking about networking, and if you're not seeing, then you're not networking. So that's
No,
the first thing which I said, that
generally,
networking is about seeing.
yeah, generally what happens is webinar means, khalas, you just join and
Huh.
mute yourself and, put off the camera and khalas, you keep listening.
So
So this is the
that
general
is
trend.
something
Yeah, this was
general trend.
unexpected,
So
I
this
think.
is
Yeah.
something which I completely disagree with when I do sessions. I want people to come on and say, at least, so I take at least 1 minute out of my time and give it to the audience and they come on screen. I saw someone raising their hand. So why don't you unmute yourself, dear, whoever it is?
Thomas, you want to open your camera?
Someone raised their hands. I saw a hand raised. Who was
I
it?
think Shamama is ready. Dr. Shamama is ready, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Shamama did speak. Okay, Shamama, now she's putting her camera on. Okay.
Hi.
Assalamu alaikum, if I'm right.
Walaikum assalam. Walaikum assalam. Myself, Dr. Shamama. So I'm soon going to start my podcast. I hope to flourish, inshallah. And it was really nice to talking to you and seeing to you. Okay.
Mashallah, you are very beautiful.
Oh,
And
thank
I'm
you so
so
much.
glad that you put your camera on and finally spoke. So you have come out of that fear. So I'm very happy that you did this. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
We have Sufyan. Yes, Sufyan, you can put your camera on.
Unmute कर लें
Unmute.
Sufyan. Unmute yourself. Sufyan bhai. Unmute.
Unmute. Sufyan, you have to unmute. You can't unmute, or we have to unmute him. He's telling us to unmute him. Wait, hold on. He's saying he can't unmute. We have to unmute him.
अच्छा.
Yeah, am I audible now?
Yes,
Audible.
very much.
Perfect.
Yeah, hi Sandhya and hi Dr. Shafiq. So, I mean, I really missed the question, but I just found that people are coming on camera and just giving a small introduction about themselves. So, was there any specific question or something that we need to answer, or it's just an introduction?
30 seconds, who is Sufyan Fazal?
All right. Okay, fine. So, I'm Sufyan Fazal. I'm from Riyadh, basically from India. I've been here from last 20 years. I am working for a IT distribution company as a unit head, and I love traveling. I love playing. I'm a father of three kids, and I am very keen, like making myself connected with different mindset people, so that I keep learning from different aspects. Uh, why I'm attending is basically just to learn some new things and acquire some more knowledge. Uh, Nothing as such in radar to build up some podcast or do something to shine myself, just to improve myself on. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. God bless. And yes, thank you for sharing. And the last person we can take, do we have time for the last person? Yes. Okay, Farhan. This is the last one we're taking, right? Okay.
Farhan bhai, quick. I think he just joined. Thomas, would you like to come on camera? Or maybe Deepa?
Hi, sir. Thanks for taking. My name is Thomas, and I'm working as an accountant for Alfalva currently in Riyadh. I'm from India, Kerala. And I joined for this program to just maybe to know or gain some new knowledge or new perspective on networking.
So have you got anything from what you have done now? What is your learning till now? What you have done?
Like my learning now is to brand myself on online, which wasn't much. I mean, which I didn't do much online. So, like usually, what we do is to have some regular postings of some family trips or personal
Exactly.
candid photos.
Exactly. Exactly.
So, this is the first time which I came to know about personal branding on social media.
So now when the next time you put a post, you can brand it and write it with a thought process as to what you experienced in that trip. So I have a Facebook account. If you go to my Facebook account, everything that I post has a meaning. It has got something to do with the wellness that I'm talking about, right? So thank you so much, guys, for
Mhm.
joining. And I'm going to get back to my presentation. Thank you for putting your cameras on
Thank you, ma'am.
because
Thank
I
you,
do
ma'am.
these surprise things to people. And I love to do this, especially when I'm doing a networking program. Because if you're not putting a camera, and not coming out and saying like this is what I do, nobody's going to know what you're doing, right? So yes, we have a photographer, we have a doctor, and we have a whole lot of people out here. So getting back to sharing my screen. So all right, so what needs to be done? What really needs to be done is second, this part. Okay, you may say, oh my God, what is this? Ye kya hai? Too many things to be done. Yes, there is a lot that needs to be done if you want to network. First is you need to become, as when you're networking, as networking is not just online, but it is also with the relationships that you're building in your environment. And the most important thing is having empathy. It is about understanding the other person. It is about being approachable. It is about being a good listener. People say, listen, I listen. I said, no, you're not listening. No, you don't listen. Why? Because I am listening. Yes, you talk to me. I am talking to you, Shafiq. But what am I doing, Shafiq? 1 second. I'm listening to Shafiq talk. Say something. What were you saying about the program that you wanted me to do? Can you see what I've done just now? Shafiq is wondering what happened to her. What
You're
is she
busy with the
telling me
mobile?
about? I'm busy with my mobile. I want Shafiq to talk, but I'm showing Shafiq I'm not interested in what you're saying. So I am not listening. I am not bothered about what he's feeling. I'm with my phone. And that is what we do in our relationships, not just in our personal relationships, but also in our workspaces. You need to start listening more. And listening is not hearing. Hearing is I can hear a car pass by. It is your sensory nerves. I can hear a car, I can hear the horn. When I'm listening, you're sitting here, putting your cameras on and listening to me because you're choosing to listen. You're choosing to listen to what Sandhya Lal has to tell you. You are listening, you're watching, you're seeing how I'm talking. If I start saying, yeah, this is a fantastic program and I'm so interested in this, and let me see what's happening. Do you think my body language is showing I'm interested? No. My body language says, I'm not bothered. It's okay. Your eyes, your ears, your voice, and the way you present builds empathy. Did it make sense what I just said with the demonstration?
Yes,
You
being
need
mindful.
to be a good team player. You can't say, okay, it's only me alone and nobody else. When you become a team player, when you start building teams, when you start working together, people start liking you and respect you. You have to stand up for yourself and stand up for a team. Sometimes there'll always be one person who will go, in school, it used to happen a lot. We will all decide that nobody is going to do it and the teacher will not get angry, but there will be one kid who will come and do his homework, and then everyone is like, why did that child do it and y'all didn't do it? There's always someone in the office also like that. We used to have that. We decided आज हम लोग कोई कुछ नहीं करने वाले. But so when we used to go for events, I remember when we used to go to cover shoots. Okay, when that was when we didn't have mobiles, there were a few channels. So we decided, okay, we are going to boycott this event because this person has not come on time. We are waiting there for 3 hours and we are fed up. Everyone decides to go, but one person, the scammer, decides to stay back. Now, if that guy decides to stay back and if his program or what he puts goes on air, and my boss sees that that person is put on air, how did that person get it and you did not? That doesn't make you a good team player. You need to know when you need to stand together and when you need to stand alone. There's a difference. When you understand that, you are respected. You need to build connections, network with colleagues, mentors, industry professionals. It's not just when you're building connection, it's not just with your office people and my friends and my school friends. Look out for mentors. There are people on LinkedIn, or there are many people who are teaching good programs. Get connected with industry people. Find out how does it work. There could be people teaching you sales thing. Go and learn, attend workshops. Today's world has become small. Like you're joining today and understanding about networking, right? Building professional networks. How to build professional networks? You need to start connecting. You need to start attending even your office events. How many of y'all go for your office events? On the chat box, yes, no? Office has decided that they are going to have a party, but I decide I'm going to fall in sick and sleep at home. Many of y'all attend. Good. I like that. And what you do at this party, you just go drink and go back home, or do you connect with your seniors? Office ne party rakha hai, office has given a party, so we'll all have one nice drink and enjoy ourselves, enjoy the food, then masti karke wapas jao. How many of y'all network with people and leave an impression ki bhai, this is what I can do, or have a conversation even with your senior management? How many of y'all have tried doing that? Exchange contacts, yes, very important. You need to start. You never know who and how you get connected with people, right? You need to, like I said, you need to use platforms to build yourself and be present and visible. So, which means how do you become visible? Someone asks me, how do I become visible? Attend workshops. There are trainer camps. There are a lot of camps that happen. Attend these workshops. They are always posted. Try and attend. The more you attend, the more you learn. There are a lot of free workshops. Attend free workshops if you don't want to pay. You still learn something, right? So when you are handling your connections, one is to be proactive, be authentic. Like I said, I'm focusing on what I'm doing. Leverage your technology, use your tools effectively, and build culturally aware. Be culturally. So you need to understand what is the culture that you're in. You need to understand the people who are around you. It is very important. If you're not doing that and you do not understand global cultures, sometimes you could get yourself into trouble. So you need to know what is appropriate, what is inappropriate. When you're living in a place, find out what is appropriate, what is inappropriate. Otherwise, you could be hurting yourself. Could be doing more damage to yourself than something good. Agree, disagree? Culturally, you need to be aware. Yes or no? Do you think you need to be culturally aware? Or you can say, oh, whatever works here works everywhere. Doesn't. It doesn't, right? Doesn't work everywhere. Not everything works everywhere. So, to be a leader, right? If you are networking, you also want to be a leader. So what do you think leaders, what are the qualities leaders have? Can you put it on the chat box? What do you think are the qualities leaders have? When you're going to network, you want to grow, you want to be a leader. What are the qualities that leaders have? Compassion, companion, good communication, expressive. Leaders make leaders connect. Leaders make leaders, right? Someone sent me a chat. So as a leader, first, you need to have a vision. You have to have something which is different from what everyone else also has. You need to empower, not just be that because I am saying this, you have to do it. You need to empower. You need to lead change. You need to inspire. How many of y'all have had a senior that is, I wish I was like him, really nice person? Put me on the chat box. If you've had someone who's had any of these characters, and you said, wow, this person is something like, so people say they don't leave jobs, they leave bosses. They leave their colleagues. They leave an environment. They do not leave a company, they leave the people. Because that person may be not leading, or may not empowering, maybe not inspiring. So people don't leave companies, they leave bosses. Most of the time, that's what they say. So if you want to become a boss or if you want to lead, there are certain things that you need to build. And this is also part of networking. That is part of your networking thing, is to take an initiative that, okay, I will take this project. That's your networking skills. I can take up if someone gives you a project today and says, listen, you need to do this. How many of y'all are willing to take a difficult project? Put it on the chat box. Say me, if you're willing to take a project which is difficult. Something which is challenging. Okay, how many of y'all are problem solvers? Give me a thumbs up. The problem comes to you, but you are able to solve it. You think differently, you are able to think out of the box, and you can come up with solutions. And you give solutions. Put a thumbs up in the chat box, guys. Super. To show leadership also means to communicate effectively and mentor others, right? It's not about just me and myself. It's also about saying, okay, hey, I've got a junior, I'm going to teach you how to do this. I know how to do chat GPT, so I'm going to teach you how to do this. I know how to do this, I'll teach you. Let me also help you. So you're helping the entire team. It's not about just doing something for myself. You're empowering other people, right? So when you have an empowering boss or someone who tells you, listen, I like what you're doing a fantastic job, you will be in a much better state of mind. So for your career advancement, set clear goals. I need to achieve this. For this, what do I need to do? I need to attend these webinars. I need to attend the seminars. Create a plan. Have a regular outline. Check acquiring additional certification, which means you need to get out of your comfort zone. You need to find out from people, what are the programs I can do to update myself, update, upgrade, continuously update, upgrade. Continuous learning skill is important even for networking. When you are upgrading yourself and updating yourself, you are going in a growth mindset, which will keep you happy. All right. Stay updated and seek and learn about new opportunities. Credibility. How important is credibility? When you go to order food or you're going to a place, what is the first thing that you look at? Shafiq, do you look at a rating? What is the rating of the place? Whether it's a 4.1 or if there is no rating, say you're going to a restaurant, there's no rating, would you go to it? Would you take a chance?
No, we are looking for the highest, I think, stars and
Rating,
ranking.
stars and ranking. So your credibility. Are you a four? So I had attended a program sometime back, and it talked about from going from a 4.1 to 4.9. What is the difference between a 3 and a 4.9? What makes you different? So when you rate yourself, update yourself, ask people, if you were to give me a number today, on a scale of 4 to 5, what's the number that you would give me? From a scale of 0 to 5, you're attending the program today. What would you rate me? This is also feedback. On the chat box, 5. You can give me 4, don't worry. There's always scope for improvement. I'm all right with that. If you give me 4.5 or 4.9, I'm not perfect. Everyone has mistakes. Only one person has put 5. Oh, that's so sweet. Okay, so you can give me at the end of the program, maybe not right now. That's all right. But do give me when I will share my Google link. So do give me my feedback on my Google and on my LinkedIn, because that always helps me. Consistent integrity, expertise, communication, accountability. That is what builds your credibility. Exactly like what I said before. All of it is actually intertwined. You may say, repeat ho raha, wahi repeat ho raha, wahi repeat hota. You do these things to become credible. Integrity. How honest are you as a person? Are you a thug? Are you looting your company? Are you being genuine? Some people say something on the face and on the back they're doing something else. They're actually, doing other things. So you have to be, when someone gives a job to, they say, hey, wow, I want this person because they're credible, right? So your credibility, your value. You can see these words. You can say unachievable, unreachable, unattainable. It's in your mind. Cut the unavailable. Cut the unaway. Be achievable, be reachable, and be attainable. Right? How? Align work with personal values. Find meaning in the tasks that you do. Everything has a learning process. Cultivate positive, start building positive relationships with people around you. When you have an achievement, you have done something. I want to ask all of you a question today on the chat box. What is the one thing or small thing that you feel you have achieved today? On the chat box, one thing that you have achieved today. It could be maybe you done a client call which has gone well. Maybe it could have called a friend and said it went well. I did that for myself. What is one achievement that you have received today, or you have got today? Just put it on the chat box, guys. One thing that you think you have achieved. 3 coaching sessions since morning. Wow. Attending this program. Thank you so much. For me today, fulfillment is that I'm at an international platform talking to people all around the world who are listening to me on networking, and I'm networking with you guys. So I feel very empowered today. So I'm going to celebrate my achievement, and I'm going to take a photograph and share it and say, listen, this is what I did today. Right? Work-life balance, very important, is also understanding that when you're doing all of this and when you're going to be, and when you are going to go for your dream, also remember that you need to balance your life. So it's not career, only doing that and you forget about yourself. Getting a new perspective on networking. Yes, a new perspective. Which is why we decided to do this program, because everyone thinks networking is just social network. That is not just networking. Networking is, and communication has got a lot more. Self-growth. When you have self-growth, the 7th part is the self-growth, is to recognize your own unique strengths. Today, when you go back, I want you to write, if you have a paper, I want you to put something down, is to write your 7 strengths. The 7 things that you think are your strengths. If you want, you can put it on the chat box. Put 2 strengths that you can put on the chat box. Quick. 2 strengths, or 2 of your strengths, or 1 of your strengths. If you don't want me to make it too much, put 1 strength of yours, which you think is your strength or your uniqueness that you have. So my uniqueness is I have the gift of communication. I am very good in talking. I'm very good in communication. and I have made that into a business. What is your unique strength? Put it in the chat box. It could be sales, it could be networking. Exactly. Networking is not just social media. There's a lot more to networking. You thought I'm going to teach you how to make reels today. You're like, yeah, I'm not going to sit and learn and make reels. But yes, something, the silliest reels that I've made when I've danced and I said, I'm going to tell you 5 things of how to be happy, and I've danced and put something like that random on Insta, has actually got more likes than when I've actually sat and spoken something seriously. Right? So I have a platform, there's an Indian platform called Josh, which is an Indian app. 26,000 followers on that. And I do all kinds of stuff in that. But I'm still talking about what I'm doing. Amiable, available, collaborative, friendly. I like that. Engage team members. Super. Awesome. Set boundaries and prioritize self-care. Even taking care of how you look is very, very important. Sare, kyun daadi karna hai yaar? Then you look like a gunda. Why should I go? Why should I take care? Why should I cut my hair? It's okay. The people say, rasta far rahega, jangli aa gaya. Look presentable. When someone walks in, the first thing you see is like, what a smart fellow. Presentable. Be presentable. I'm not saying that you have to wear suits, but be presentable. At least a little presentable. The first time you're meeting someone, be presentable. How you carry yourself, self-care, self-grooming for men as well as women. अरे अभी बच्चे हो गए, अभी किसको दिखाना है? Can anyone guess my age over here? A little guess? Anyone wants to guess how old I am? 55. I like that. Okay.
No, they are telling about my age, I think.
Your age or my age? I'm asking about how old am I? Not your age. I'm asking how old do you think I am?
No, maybe they are mentioning my age.
Your age, or they're mentioning their age? I don't know. Okay. So I am going to be turning 49 this Jan. All right. And I believe that I need to carry myself as a young heart if I want to touch young people. If I came here as a person and said, today I'm going to talk about networking, and networking is very important. If I came and spoke to you, do you think you would listen to me? I don't think so. It's how you create vibes. It's how you create yourself as a personality. How you speak as a personality is what makes you who you are. Feedback. Ask people what do they think. If someone says, hey, listen, this is not suiting you, take it as feedback. Don't get offended. In the middle, I put on weight and someone said, hey, Sandy, you become fat. And I was like, thank you for telling me that. I need to start exercising. I didn't feel offended. I said, okay, thank you. But that means I need to start exercising, right? So the last thing is, these are facts of life, okay? And these are things that you cannot change. The fact is, no one is perfect, okay? You're not alone. And if you are having trouble, if you are unable to do something, someone will be there to help you. Everyone has problems. So if you learn to understand other people's problems and help people out, you will become a better person. Learn to also accept imperfections. Why do I say this? Many times I have dealt with people who are CEOs and CFOs, the very senior management. Now they have perfected their art or become perfect at what they do, and they expect everyone to be perfect immediately. It's not possible. Same thing with when we are parenting our children, right? When we have kids, we want them to be perfect, write perfectly, do it perfectly. Nobody learned it perfect in the first time. We all made mistakes. I had a lady and she said, my husband, I want to teach him to cook. I said, okay. And she said, he doesn't want to learn how to make chai. I said, did you learn to make tea in the first day? You took at least 10 times. Maybe your mother must have shouted at you 10, 15 times. And then you learned to make tea. Did you learn to make a roti perfectly round in the first time? No, you took time. So it's okay. We need to be patient, and not everyone's going to be perfect. So it's okay if it's not round, it's all right. At least it's a roti and I can eat it, right? And at least someone has tried. You need to adjust a little bit, even when you're networking. Oh, I'll not talk to this person. Ye to khados hai. You need to adjust. You need to give people, remember every person is unique. So not every person is going to be you, and not every person is going to be, you can't be pleasing everyone. But at the same time, it's about understanding how to build yourself. All right. And like I always say, the self-motivation is that these are things that I want you to say for yourself today is I respect myself. I respect my family. I'm a blessing. I'm doing an amazing job. Why do I say self-love? You need to be a little self-obsessed if you want to grow. If you don't love yourself and if you don't want to grow, then it's fine. But if you want to grow and you want to burst your mind, then these are things that you need to tell yourself every day. I'm going to wake up with clarity in my mind. I can trust my intuition. I am learning to be better each new day. Make your own line. Make your own line. Create your own. This is something that I tell. It could be anything depending on my mind. But when you learn to boss your mind, only you can help you. You want to grow, only you can help you. Nobody else can. Nobody else can help you. Set your goals. And remember one thing, that building your brand in the office solidifies recognition, trust, and opportunities, propelling professional growth and long-term success. If you want long-term success, you need to have brand you. It is very important. And yes, for all those who are asking about me, remember, boss your mind, because every connection you make is a step closer to your next big opportunity. Value your relationships, exchange ideas, and build meaningful networks, and start connecting today. So you can connect with me on LinkedIn, you can connect with me on Instagram, and my email is there. And yes, I am Sandhya Lal with Boss Your Mind.
Thank you so much, Sandhya. It was very enlightening and a very interactive session. I'm sure participants also enjoyed the session. If you have any
There's a question?
burning questions, you can just put in the chat box because there is a prayer time in the region. So I think
Yes.
we had 64 people join. A couple of them have left for the prayer. So
Okay.
if somebody have any questions, burning questions, okay, please put in the chat box and Sandhya will try to answer those
And
questions.
in fact, I missed one thing, and that's something that, when you go for a meet, we all give a visiting card. And how many of you all have a visiting card? I have a visiting card, and my visiting card is a little different. I know you can see it. This is my visiting card. Okay. It has the things that I do and the things that I offer, but someone will not throw my visiting card. Why? Because the back I have written affirmations. Can you see this? I stand out. So when I go out in a crowd, I give this to people and I stand out from a normal visiting card. Yes, someone has a question. We'll just take it quickly. If we want, we can all put our cameras on so we can also take a group photograph. I would like that if it's possible. Who's that? Someone's put their hands up. Can you just tell me who is it? Yeah. Question? Shahid, what's the question? Shahid had a question. Okay. Who has a question? Someone had a question. Raise your hand for questions. Anyone?
Okay, meantime, I just like to
Farhan?
make a friend, do you have a question? If there's
No,
a
I
question,
was
please go ahead.
requested to open the camera.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Okay, we'll all put our cameras on and take a photograph. Is that possible?
Okay. Meantime, there is an announcement. The IIPA official WhatsApp group link has been shared in the chat box. Those who are not in the group, please do join the link and join the WhatsApp group for the updates, because we will be having a series of webinars. And as there is one question in the chat box to have a session on AI and ChatGPT, yes, it's already in the line, in the pipeline, and we'll be having it soon, and the notification will be shared in the group. So if there is no question, I would like to thank the participants for joining and listening to Sandhya patiently. I think for more than 1 hour we have been listening to her, and do interact either in the WhatsApp or here to give a feedback so that we keep improving our programs. And you can suggest the topics you would like to listen to, so we'll try to bring the expertise from across the world who are the expert in their own fields. So Sandhya, thank you so much on behalf of International Indian Professionals Association. I thank you so much for taking out
I
from.
have a question, Doctor.
Yes, Dr.
That's the
Shamam.
question. Yes.
Yeah, can I please know, is there any special tip or any particular networking idea to grow the YouTube channel for podcasts?
The whole thing is, even I'm trying to crack that code, but from what I heard is that if you post at a particular time, so depending on your time zone that you are, if you post it at 9 o'clock, that is what I've heard. I'm not an expert, so there are experts who do this, who will get you viral, people who specialize in that. I do not specialize in that, but my whole thing is be consistent. If you're consistent and you keep posting regularly, people will watch. Be consistent, be visible, make it interesting, make sure that you're posting something which is different, which is not available, right? Because if you're posting the same thing what everyone is posting, why would you come and watch your program? So when you're going to post something, make sure that you have your USP in it.
Dr. Shamama, just a general guideline that
Yes, niche.
one is the content. How useful it is to the audience. First, you need to have some audience as well, because if you are only you or the family members in the platform, nobody else is watching, then it's very unlikely that people will notice your post. This is one. Second thing is the usefulness of the content. Third is the timing of posting. Like, you should select a time where most of the people, or at least those who are in your friend list, they should be online. So that noticing also matters. And the frequency, okay, and the variety in the posting. So since the time is short, I don't want to prolong the discussion. There are a few points there. I think you are in our group, so maybe we can connect over there. Farhan bhai, Sufyan bhai, you want to say something? Azhar bhai, would like to add something?
Yeah, thank you so much for organizing this, and I appreciate the efforts. Plus, it was really very helpful session, and thank you so much, Sandhya. There were a lot of areas which is basically exposed to me now with your presentation. So hopefully, this will help me to improve myself on those lines. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I feel blessed.
Sandhya, thank you for your time, and I wish we would have more time with you because we need to delve into more details of what you have said. But nevertheless, it's a very good insight and a very concise presentation on enlightening our minds. Of course, we'll all go back and do a bit of a research on the points you have highlighted for us today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. It means a lot to me that you guys are going to take back something. I do run a program called Get Digitally Savvy, where I teach you how to be consistent and also push you as a mentor. So, just in case.
Someone is asking for the recording. Inshallah, we'll try to make it available.
Would this be put on YouTube, Shafiq?
Yeah, I will do it.
Okay.
Thank you once again. Thank you, everyone. I wish Deepa Fernandez would unmute herself and share her feedback if she is available. Okay. She's there. Okay. Right. Thank you so much. Jazakallah khair for joining, all of you. Thank you, Sandhya, once again. We wish you, join us again on another topic. Looking forward to it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. God bless and good night. And
Thank you.
inshallah, we shall meet again.
Sure. Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.